Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And your Lord of Pennies, Satsu. Say hello.
What up, Del?
And I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and we have a wonderful show for you tonight because if we don't, then we're going to bore the shit out of you, and that's going to be horrible for all of us.
Wow, that's encouraging.
Before we get started, Point Curation, thank you so much, who says, live long and prosper, Han Solo from the Goblet of Fire. Indeed, indeed. It is Star Wars Day. And Satsu, how are you on this Star Wars Day?
Pretty good. Had a very uneventful day.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Yay.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that, but okay. How you doing, man?
Well, I had a very active day. I got up at the regular time on a Saturday to take a road trip with my sister to go see the parents ahead of they're going on a European vacation without Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
And they were their vacation starts on May 12th. So on the way there, we made sure to buy my mother some flowers for an early Mother's Day. And then we went out to breakfast, and then we hung out a bit, and they gave me early birthday presents, and then we wandered around a Saturday market thing in town, and then went for a drive, and then hung out some more, told some stories, played some cards, and then had the exciting adventure getting back home and getting to the ferry just in time. So that was exciting.
Cool.
And yeah. I also played for my father one of my videos because he's never seen them before, even though he knows what I do is on my spare time, but he's never watched a video. So I sat him down and played one for him, and he pauses at about 5 minutes in and says, you speak way too slowly. I'm sitting here going like, I'm quoting him here. He says, it sounds like you're talking to, you're like forming all your words like you're talking to a third grader. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm kind of self-conscious about talking too fast. And talking too fast also makes me stumble over my words when I'm reading my script. So when I'm first recording audio, that kind of happens. But standing there watching him watch my video, it was ridiculously noticeable to me then, whereas apparently it never was before. So now I'm going to be self-conscious, and I'm going to try to speed up my cadence when I'm talking. So thanks, Dad.
Now he's going to be talking real fast like this.
Yeah, everybody was going. I'll be like the guy from Micro Machines.
Micro Machines, yeah.
Yeah. John, was it John Masuda or something like that? How are you, monkey?
Tired, man, for no reason at all. I didn't get up till 3:30, man. There's no reason for me. Well, other than the fact I'm only getting 6 hours a night, but they seem to be straight, which I like not waking up in the middle of my sleep. So I'll be better in a few minutes. I don't know. This comes and it'll pass. But otherwise, I'm good, man. I spent my day fucking with people on Twitter.
Yay.
Yay. I know it's not productive, you guys, but it keeps me happy. Tonight, we will be on 2 Cents Plus right after this. That's the number 2, CENTS PLUS, playing some more 7 Days to Die, which people seem to really like. And we'll be giving out, I think we're going to go with Lego Batman 3. What do you think?
All right, that's good.
Cool. People love the Lego games. Chicago Mike, thank you so much. Monkey, I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. Oops, wrong movie. Happy May the 4th be with you too. Indeed. That's Spaceballs. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing at all. So yeah, come check us out over there. Before we get any further, Monkey Dick Jim Jones movies, video games, hit the like button, guys. That really does help us out while we're live. If you want to hit the downside, you can do that later. That's still engagement. But for right now, hit that up button. They love us. And share our stuff, especially these two, because they actually make stuff. Satsu, my son's fiance was watching your videos today, and she's like, we've got to make that meatloaf.
It was pretty good. I wish I would have used a different cheese, but it turned out pretty good.
What cheese did you use?
Sharp cheddar, which was a bad idea.
Yeah, I would never go for sharp cheddar. I'd go with Velveeta.
Well, I really like sharp cheddar, so it wasn't the taste; it was the consistency of it. It doesn't melt like other cheeses, so it got weird after a little bit. So no sharp cheddar. I have to use something else.
I go with Velveeta because I'm white trash. There's no familiar with the matter tomorrow, right?
No,
Okay.
I with all the other weekend stuff, I didn't plan one ahead. There, I've got a couple of people who have contacted me, and I may be touching base with them in the near future.
Cool. All right. And with that, do we have some news or anything else to share, or before we get into the news?
Yes, we have a birthday request.
Oh, who has a birthday?
Well, Joshua Lockhart, whose birthday is actually tomorrow, wanted us to sing for him today. And it being May the 4th, he requested that I sing in the Emperor's voice.
Wow.
Now, I usually can't do the Emperor's voice any justice unless I'm sick. Because when I'm sick, I get that really froggy, scratchy throat, and it kind of lowers some, and then I sound more Emperor-ish. So,
young Jedi, you are to be subject to a horrible impersonation.
All right.
As I sing the birthday song.
All right. Joshua, this one's for you. And a 1. And a 2.
Happy birthday to you.
Gross.
Happy birthday from the dark side of the Force.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Happy birthday, Jedi Lockhart.
I can't hear you, monkey.
Happy
birthday to you.
Scribe sounds like Magog.
yeah, I know I can't. Like I say,
Oh,
I can't. I've got a video way back in the day. One day I was sick, and so I just recorded myself doing some Emperor-esque type language. It sounded decent. I can't do it when I'm not sick. So there you go. That's my best shot, Joshua.
And I hope you had a good birthday, Joshua. Really do. Satsu, I was being purposefully kind of quiet because they wanted to hear Scribe. But I still wanted to sing. And by the way, you guys can request me to do special voices. I won't do them, though. You can still make those requests. Scribbles, what do you got for the news tonight?
Well, I've got horse racing.
Oh, dude, I saw this story. This is so fucked up.
I've been away from my computer all day, away from media. Everything that has happened today, I'm just finding out about now. So I'm completely unaware, save for headlines. So the headline is Country House wins Kentucky Derby after maximum security is disqualified. Long shot Country House crossed the finish line second at the Kentucky Derby on Saturday, but it was declared the winner after pre-race favorite Maximum Security was disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
And then CNN saw fit to bold the I in the word it in the next sentence for some reason, just as a note. It was the first time a Derby winner was disqualified because of a foul on the track. Oh, he went poopy?
No, not exactly.
Oh, okay. In 1968, Dancer's Image won, but failed a drug test and was disqualified. Quote, Country House was traveling well the entire race. Once I got him outside and I started to make my move, Maximum Security kind of drifted out and kind of turned us sideways, winning jockey Flavian Pratt told reporters. He said the two horses between them had more trouble, but his horse felt the effect of Maximum Security's move. Quote, I know the stewards had a very, very difficult decision, and I'm glad I wasn't in their shoes, said trainer Bill Mott, who got his first Kentucky Derby win. Country House had 65-1 odds. Code of Honor moved to second. Quote, this was my dream. I just felt so glad, Sayez had told NBC after the apparent victory. Did you even tell us who Sayez was prior to that sentence? No, so I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about. Good job, author. Sayez, who is, did I miss something? Winning jockey Flavian Pratt, Bill Mott. No, who's Sayez?
I don't know.
Who says? All right. Say what does Sayas say? Sayas said the horse had a good race until he got to the home stretch, and the noise of the crowd of 150,729 fans unnerved the horse. Quote, he started getting a bit scared, Sayas said, but then I grabbed him and I controlled him and I kept fighting because I know he's a real fighter, unquote. Okay, so he's the jockey of the losing horse.
Yeah.
But they never give him...
Is that his excuse?
Apparently so.
Real quick, Scribe. Mash, thank you so much. Scribe sounded more like Magog. Thank you.
Yeah, like I say, I can't do a really good impression without being
I thought you were
ill.
great.
It was there maximum security appeared to make contact with another horse. There were 19 horses in the field on a rainy day. The track conditions were listed as sloppy. So if the race that came after this was the sloppy seconds?
Indeed.
Okay. The next race in the Triple Crown Series is May 18th, the Preakness Stakes at Pimlico Race Course in Baltimore. The Belmont Stakes in Elmont, New York is June 8th at Belmont Park. Okay, so he made contact with another horse, and that counted as a foul, and he was disqualified after the race.
It was not just that. On the final turn, he drifted very wide and got in the way of other horses.
Okay.
He did like a NASCAR move, but on a fucking horse, and you can't do that because it's dangerous for the animals.
I see.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a 4-1 odd winner. So if you bet $100 on him, you would have won 400. And instead, the people who bet on what was his name? The one who won?
Country House.
Country House, yeah, 64-1 odds. Broke the bank. Diesel Dave, thank you so much. YouTube, fix your shit. What'd they do now?
Probably didn't notify him of the stream.
Oh God.
I'm guessing.
Remember to share, guys. I know we say that every night, but YouTube does not help us. They really, really don't. We have another birthday.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Will It Forge in the chat. He's the one who made my monkey thing for me. It's his birthday today, and we're going to sing for him.
Let's do it.
Will, I know you're out there and listening because I saw you in chat just a moment ago. This one's for you. And a 1. And a 2. Happy birthday to you.
The answer is no.
Happy birthday to you.
It absolutely won't forge.
Happy birthday, dear Willie Forge.
I mean, you can still try, but it's not going to work.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Will. I hope you had a great one. I really do. Okay. Was that all for the horses?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I don't follow horse racing real close, but when I saw that there was a disqualification, I was like, oh, why? And like 15 stories didn't explain why. I'm like, just. Thank you, Jenna P, for the donation. I believe that's one of the ones that they get for the for being members, and that. Thank you so much for spending that on me. I appreciate it.
Let's see. Well, how about Prelude to War? Maybe.
Oh, dear God.
Something. 250 rockets fired from Gaza at Israel, 1-year-old child among those killed in retaliatory airstrikes.
Yep.
Approximately 250 rockets have been fired by Gaza militants towards Israel, which has responded with airstrikes on more than 100 targets across the coastal enclave, according to the Israeli Defense Forces. The UN says... Sorry?
Mash, thank you so much. Just so you interrupt Scribe again.
Okay.
Blame the audience. Sorry.
No. You have every ability to wait. I wait. I didn't interrupt Satsu yesterday.
But this was specifically to interrupt you.
That's beside the point, Monkey.
No, I think that is the point.
No.
Hey, only Chris Saliza knows what the point is.
Oh!
Nice. Diesel Dave, thank you so much. You literally made my dying dog get up and walk away.
Jesus.
Sorry. Give him a hug
All
for
right.
me.
To continue, the UN says it is working with Egypt to try to restore a ceasefire and says both sides are putting at risk efforts to relieve the suffering of people in Gaza. The escalation began Saturday morning I said when, they said with. So the escalation began Saturday morning with about 50 rockets fired towards Israel within the course of an hour and continued late into the evening. The IDF said that its Iron Dome aerial defense system had intercepted dozens of the incoming rockets. In response to the rockets, the IDF said it has carried out airstrikes on about 130 militant targets in Gaza, including a tunnel, rocket launcher sites, and other military compounds used by Hamas and Islamic Jihad. 4 Palestinians have been killed in the airstrikes, including a 14-month-old child and the child's pregnant mother, says Gaza health officials. 2 men were killed in separate strikes, and 18 other Palestinians have been injured, Gaza health officials said. Turkey has condemned a strike on a building housing the office of its state-run Anadolu News Agency, a building which Israel says is also used by Hamas's military intelligence. A spokesman for Turkey's president said, quote, "We urge all governments that claim to defend press freedom, including the U.S. Embassy Turkey, to join us in condemning the Israeli government." 2 Israelis have been wounded in the rocket attacks, according to Israel's emergency response service, Magdan David Adam. Okay. An 80-year-old woman in the city of Kiryat Gat, about 20 kilometers from Gaza, suffered shrapnel injuries to her head and legs, and a 49-year-old man in Ashkelon, just north of Gaza, was moderately wounded by shrapnel. And then there's a slash symbol at the end of that sentence. Okay. This goes on for quite a bit, but not good towards the idea of peace and stability in the Middle East. But then I don't know if that'll ever actually happen. So,
Right. And look, it's sad that a child and her mom died. It is, but you fired a shit ton of rockets at Israel. You know how they're going to respond. I mean, the Jews don't play around with this shit. Stop it. I do have to say, the Israelis tweeted about this. The IDF actually tweeted out about this.
mm-hmm.
And they said, in response to the 250 rockets fired at from Gaza at Israel, we struck a Hamas headquarters. In this building, Hamas used to order terrorist attacks and used to transfer money, supplies, and logistics for the sake of killing Israelis. Emphasis on the used to. We destroyed it. It's like, oh, damn. They're bragging on Twitter about it. They're hardcore. I realize the mom and her baby probably had nothing to do with the attack, but they're in Egypt right now trying to work out a peace treaty. And you fucking idiots are literally sending rockets over to them. Stop it. Anyhow, just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. How about some YouTube news? Or at least tangentially YouTube news.
Sure.
YouTube star gets 10 years in prison for persuading underage girls to send him sexually explicit videos.
Yeah, this asshole.
YouTube singer Austin Jones has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for asking underage girls to send him sexually explicit videos of themselves to prove that they are fans. Except that the author did not use they used a contraction. And it wasn't a quote, so they should have not used the contraction. But that's just me. Jones, 26, crooned a cappella covers of popular songs and performed on tour nationwide. Most of the fans of the suburban Chicago singer were teenage girls.
I'm sorry. Mash, thank you. How long before Scribe snaps from the interrupts? And old Grouchy Gamer says, I got this, Mash. Thank you both so much. Go ahead, Scribe. I'm sorry.
Oh, how long? Okay. There. And everybody turned to dust. In 2017, he was arrested on 2 counts of production of child pornography. Jones admitted to enticing 6 underage girls to make pornographic videos of themselves and send them to him, according to a plea agreement. The girls were as young as 14. He pleaded guilty in February, and on Friday, U.S. District Judge, you don't put a period there, but anyway, U.S. District Judge John Z. Lee sentenced him to 10 years in federal prison. Quote, production and receipt of child pornography are extraordinarily serious offenses that threaten the safety of our children and communities, Assistant U.S. Attorney Catherine Neff Welsh said in the government's sentencing memorandum. Quote, Jones's actions took something from his victims and their families that they will never be able to get back, unquote.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I said, yep. I was agreeing with what the judge said there.
To get the videos, Jones told some of the girls to, quote, prove that they were his biggest fans, unquote, that they were, quote, part of a modeling opportunity and that he could assist them in gaining followers on Instagram, the Department of Justice said. Jones admitted using Facebook to persuade minor girls to send him pornographic videos and pictures approximately 30 other times.
Jesus.
Let's see. A federal criminal complaint cites 2 instances of Jones messaging teenage girls to send him explicit videos of them dancing. In one example, Jones messaged with a girl who told him she was 14 years old. Jones allegedly asked her to send videos of herself dancing in a sexual manner and referred to it as a tryout and an opportunity. According to the complaint, Jones instructed the girls how to shake or clap their buttocks and expose themselves in videos for him. I'm getting sick just reading this. Yeah, well, anyway, that's enough of that.
Yeah, we've been following this guy since he first got arrested. And yeah, every few months it comes up, and I'm glad this is finally coming to a conclusion because, yeah, fuck this guy. You nasty bitch. You knew she was 14, you dick. How long did he get? 10 years?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds just about right. I have no problem with that.
Okay, I don't know who's doing it in the chat, but someone just deleted Random American's massage.
Damn it.
Now, if there's anything I hate more than having people snapped out of existence, it's having my massage deleted.
Y'all got to be careful with those massages, man.
Yeah. Stop deleting massages, guys. Just stop it. Anyway, the last story I've got, I have no idea what it's about, but you're going to interrupt me, so go ahead.
Well, this one is still pertinent to the last one, so I stopped you before you started the next one. Sir Wolfgang, thank you so much. We can all take solace in the fact that he's not going to be treated well in prison. Yeah, it's still, I mean, how much of this shit goes unreported? That's what worries me.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm sorry, Scribe. Go ahead.
So yeah, the headline boggles me, but I thought it'd be a good way to follow up from something as dark and dismal as that.
Sure.
Luke Perry's daughter says he was buried in a mushroom suit.
What?
I don't know. When Luke Perry was laid to rest in Tennessee last month, he was buried in a mushroom suit, according to his daughter, Sophie Perry. The daughter of the Beverly Hills 90210 actor revealed the detail in an Instagram post Friday. Quote, in December, I went to San Francisco with 2 of my best friends. One of them had never been to California, so we went to show him the redwoods. I took this picture while we were there because I thought, damn, those mushrooms are beautiful, Perry wrote. And it's a picture of some, big mushrooms in a forest. Mm-hmm. Now, mushrooms hold an entirely new meaning for me. Any explanation I give will not do justice to the genius that is the mushroom burial suit, but it is essentially an eco-friendly burial option via mushrooms. All I can say is that you should all look into them at coeio.com or just by Googling mushroom burial suit, she continued. My dad discovered it and was more excited by this than I have ever seen him. He was buried in this suit, one of his final wishes. They are truly a beautiful thing for this beautiful planet, and I want to share it with all of you, she finished. So what is a mushroom burial suit? The company Coeo, if I'm saying that right, says its Infinity Burial Suit is a completely biodegradable burial garment. According to its website, the suit has a built-in biomix made up of mushrooms and other microorganisms that help decompose the body, neutralize toxins, and transfer nutrients to plant life. Quote, the end result of being buried in the Infinity Burial Suit, or any of Koyo's products, is that bodies are transformed into vital nutrients that enrich the earth and foster new life.
So instead of a coffin, they just buried him in some mulch so that he'll decompose better. And
I don't know. It sounds like one of those things where you take you cremate your family member and then you mix their ashes in with earth into a tree that you plant, and then they sort of like become food for the tree and part of the tree. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, trying to find what it actually looks like. But everything that I looked up, oh, here we go. It's from 2006. What? Oh, it's like they put you in this little bag and put mushrooms all over it, and then some around you. Yeah, and then it just slowly decomposes you. Huh? Interesting.
Shroom suit. Hashtag shroom suit.
Shroom suit. All right.
Yeah. And then if you look up mushroom burial, you can see an actual corpse with mushrooms growing out of it.
Yay, cordyceps.
Yeah, exactly. Join the giant bio entity that is mushrooms. Okay. Well, anyway, that's all the stories I had pulled up.
All right. That leads us on to hashtag MSS News. If there's a story you'd like us to take a look at, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's just because Satsu doesn't like Star Wars.
Excuse me?
What?
Okay, well, this one comes from Devil Fruit Zero. Kind of a repetition of last night, but I'll talk about it since we have the article in front of us. Zac Efron. White privilege enabled Ted Bundy's murders.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will remind that in most cases, Ted Bundy was able to get to his victims because he broke into their houses or kidnapped them. Anyway, notorious serial killer Ted Bundy apparently got away with it for so long because of white privilege, according to actor Zac Efron, who plays Bundy in the new film Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. Speaking with Fox News at the Tribeca Film Festival, Efron shared some of his ideas as to how Ted Bundy was able to pull off so many murders for so many years. He confessed to killing 30 women, and it is suspected to have killed many more. Quote, Ted Bundy is a vile, vile human being. There's no part of this at all. Wait, there is... Okay, I'm reading it as he spoke it, so this is him talking. There is no part of this at all, ... I can't express how much I loathe the man that this movie is about, he said. The fact is that this movie really happened. Well, yes. Okay. The fact is that the whole world, literally all the media, everybody, was capable of believing that this guy was innocent. Talk about white privilege. Talk about white whatever. Every major topic in this movie is bent on showing you how evil this person is, unquote. Zach? Well, first and foremost, if you had lived back then, as you live now, when someone is arrested, the first instinct is, for most people, is innocent until proven guilty. But after it was shown he was a murderer, after his teeth were matched up to the bite mark, after he escaped from prison and murdered other people, dude, the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I mean, besides all of that, there is one very easy way to debunk this entire idiotic argument. Because if he was not attractive, not charismatic, and not smart, then no amount of white privilege would have stopped him from going to jail. So the fact that he got away with it was because of the charisma, was because he was smart, was because he knew what he was doing.
No, it's okay. There's a differential here. He did not get away with murder.
Well, you know what I mean.
He was a more effective predator because of his charisma and sociopathy.
Right,
Okay.
that's what I meant. Not
Yeah,
get away with
yeah.
it.
No, he created opportunities for himself using his charisma, using his sociopathy, because he didn't care about anybody, and he
Right.
preyed on people's vulnerabilities. That is not somehow inherent to white privilege or something. I mean, it's no different than Gary Ridgway, the Green River killer, who took advantage mostly of prostitutes because they were prostitutes. They got into his car because that's what their vocation was, and he took advantage of that. Ted Bundy created opportunities by either breaking into homes, lying to women and fooling them into believing he needed help, because there was this instance, which is just insane. Twice in one day at one park, he was able to use a cast he had on his arm to convince two different women to help him put something into his car, and use that as a pretense to lure them away from the crowd, kidnap them, and killed them. He was an effective predator, not because his skin was white, but because he was a sociopath and insane.
No, it's because he's white.
Okay, quote, when you see the movie... Okay.
Zac Efron told me it's because he's white, and I'm going to believe him.
Quote, when you see the movie, if you don't think that either me or Ted Bundy is the biggest piece of shit in the world and don't want to be like him, then something's wrong, he said. Well, that's got... anyway, let's see. Okay. But anyway, I'm not... this goes on for a bit. Apparently he's quoted elsewhere. I wanted to find video of him saying this. I thought it was a video interview, but I guess it was just a recording or something. So that still pisses me off. I was talking to my sister and I on the way to visit my folks who are listening to a true crime podcast, and I brought this up with her, and I was just like, I said basically the same thing I said last night. It's like, yeah, he got away with it. Yeah, he got away with it. Like I say, now, if Zac Efron is talking about his ability to charm people, that's got fuck all to do with white privilege either. There's plenty of serial killers out there who use their charms, and they're not white, and they got away with it.
Well, brown people can't be charming. It's only something a white person can do.
Anyway, moving on. This one comes from Jim Healis. All survive as plane carrying U.S. military crashes into river.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys see the pictures from this?
Yep. A military chartered jet carrying 143 people landed hard, then bounced and swerved as the pilot struggled to control it amid thunder and lightning, ultimately skidding off the runway and coming to a crashing halt in a river at Naval Air Station Jacksonville. It meant chaos and terror for passengers in the Boeing 737. Uh-oh. As the plane jolted back and forth, an oxygen mask deployed, then overhead bins deployed, sending contents spilling out. But authorities said all the people on board emerged without critical injuries Friday night, lining up on the wings as they waited to be rescued. Only a 3-month-old baby was hospitalized, and that was done out of an abundance of caution. Quote, I think it's a miracle, said Captain Michael Connor, the base's commanding officer, hours after the plane landed. We could be talking about a different story this evening, unquote. The National Transportation Safety Board sent a team of investigators Saturday to the crash site in the St. Johns River in North Florida, where the aircraft was still partially submerged in shallow water and its nose cone was sliced off, apparently from the impact. 2 pet cats and a dog were still on the plane as well, and their status wasn't immediately clear. What's the name of the pilot? I want to know the name of the pilot who gets the credit for this, because they don't say. Investigators. Okay. Okay. Well, it might be buried somewhere in the story. It goes on for quite a while, but whoever that pilot is, good job.
Yeah. We talked about this last night. I'm like, why? I thought Trump had grounded all the 737s. And it wasn't. It was the 737 MAX that was specifically grounded.
I see. Okay.
But now, I mean, depending on what the problem was with this landing, and yeah, look, that captain, all credit to him, man. He saved everybody. But damn, what is with the 737s?
Let's see. This one comes from Quinn Harrison. if I can actually be allowed to read it. Dozens march in Raleigh against 2 North Carolina bills they say would hurt immigrants. Okay. Nearly 100 people came together Saturday morning to rally outside of the North Carolina Sheriff's Association. The group is protesting 2 bills in the General Assembly that they say are a threat to all immigrant families. The group marched to the governor's mansion. They are urging Governor Roy Cooper to take a stand against 2 bills. All right, what are the bills? Are we going to be told? Tell us what the... Okay, House Bill 135 would no longer allow law enforcement officers to accept IDs created by organizations for immigrants with no state-issued ID. The bill would also require the North Carolina Department of Public Safety to enter into an agreement with ICE to train state law enforcement officers to perform immigration law enforcement duties.
Now, what kind of immigrants could this possibly affect?
Let's see. Quote, if law enforcement is working with immigration, that's another threat to our community, said Juan Miranda, a community organizer with Siembra, North Carolina. Quote, it's very unlikely that they're going to contact them diving... What? Okay, I'm reading it as it's written, guys. It's very unlikely that they're going to contact them diving our families just because immigration, but also creating threats to our families because we cannot rely on law enforcement, unquote.
Dividing, I think, is what they meant there.
Yeah, it might be. Anyway, it actually probably is, but I can't tell if it's him misspeaking or a misspelling by the author. So the group is also protesting House Bill 370, which requires North Carolina sheriff offices to cooperate with ICE or face financial penalties. The group started their protest at the Sheriff's Association because they say the group has openly offered their support for the bill. In a statement sent to CBS 17 last month, the Sheriff's Association said, quote, the North Carolina Sheriff's Association is opposed to illegal immigration and supports enforcement of the laws against illegal immigration. The association would like to work with our legislators on acceptable solutions to address illegal immigration in the state. However, Edition 1 of House Bill 370 is not the appropriate method to address this very important issue, unquote. So they're not happy with the bill, but the group says that they are.
Sounds like it.
No, I think the Sheriff's Association expressed their support for the spirit, but not the bill in specific. But maybe that's enough for them to complain. Okay. Well, there you go.
There we go.
Let's see. That is not a story. Okay, this one comes from Massive Dynamics. Oh, it's Stacey Abrams again.
Oh, God. What's this bitch doing now? I'm getting tired of her. I really am.
Stacey Abrams again claims she won Georgia's governor race. Quote, I'm not a good sport.
You lost real quick. Thank you, John Migda. Listening to Monkey in the Morning. Oh, well, thank you. After that, you should come over and listen to this.
Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams again claimed she won the state's 2018 gubernatorial race on Friday, despite losing to now Governor Brian Kemp. Quote, I'm here to tell you a secret that makes Breitbart and Fox News host Tucker Carlson go crazy. We won, Abrams said, according to the Houston Chronicle. Quote, I am not delusional. I know I am not the governor of Georgia, possibly yet, unquote. Okay. She made the remarks at a Houston fundraiser hosted by Annie's List, a group that seeks to elect progressive women into office. Abrams justified her refusal to accept the result of the election by calling Kemp, quote, an architect of voter suppression that spent the last 8 years knitting together a system of voter suppression that is unparalleled in America, unquote. A vast right-wing conspiracy.
Yeah.
According to Texas Tribune reporter Patrick Svitek, she said in her remarks that, quote, we don't have to concede elections anymore because when we concede, we are condoning systems that are used to oppress us, unquote. Abrams has considered both a Senate and presidential run and has been floated as a possible vice presidential candidate. She delivered the formal State of the Union response to President Trump in January. She announced this week that she will not run for the Senate in 2020 and that she was, quote, going to continue to watch how the national conversation around the presidency unfolds, unquote. Yet she has repeatedly questioned the outcome of the 2018 race and refused to concede, saying in March, quote, I did win my election, I just didn't get to have the job, unquote. Okay.
You lost, lady. You lost.
Yeah.
There was no oh, Jesus. I lose gracefully, for fuck's sake.
Dude, I want to go to the Olympics and do horrible and be like, hey, I won. They just didn't give me the trophy.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. It's a Slate.com story. Oh, boy. Here are the alt-right figures Trump thinks are the innocent victims of censorship.
Okay. Can I stop right now? Before we even get into this, Trump very specifically, and we all know this, stated that there were some people there that were a problem and some people that weren't. Now, what this story is about to do is take the people that Trump specifically said, those people are pieces of shit and I condemn them. And they are about to put them to the forefront and say that these are specifically the people that Trump 100% endorses. He said he loves these people. He completely supports them. And it's going to piss me off. So I'm freaking out now so I can mute myself when you start to read this. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. I'm going to mute myself now.
You have absolutely no idea what the story is about, but you're already telling me what. Okay. Anyway, on Twitter Friday night, President Donald Trump railed against the censorship of American citizens on social media platforms and complained that conservatives were being unfairly pushed off social media. The president has, on several occasions before, complained of broad suppression of conservative voices by tech companies, but this time Trump singled out a number of people, including James Woods, whom he called a conservative thinker, and Paul Joseph Watson. He then proceeded to amplify the tweets of a number of conspiracy-minded accounts, including one bizarre video by an account called Deep State Exposed, asserting that the elite proclaim America must submit to Islam or else, unquote. Most of the tweets had to do with censorship. In total, he sent out more than a dozen tweets on the subject. But the people he retweeted are not known for mainstream conservative thinking. Instead, many of them peddle right-wing conspiracy theories and overt white supremacy. The Twitter rant was sparked by Facebook's decision to bar 7 users from its services, citing its policies against, quote, dangerous individuals and organizations, unquote. The purge included Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan, the virulent anti-Semite Paul Nealon, and Alex Jones. In particular, Trump focused on Paul Joseph Watson, an InfoWars personality also known for his conspiracy mongering. Okay, Trump mentioned Watson in his own tweet Friday, and he retweeted a video Watson made criticizing Facebook the next morning. Watson's conspiracies are not harmless. While it can sometimes be hard to see the ways in which chemtrails and 9/11 conspiracy theories he supports that have been popular for many years, are harmful, his efforts to push the conspiracy theory about murdered Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich directly brought anguish to Rich's mourning family. Okay, this goes on a long time. Besides his conspiracy mongering, Watson is also known for his racism and sexism. He once joked that the Women's March should be renamed Handful of Self-Entitled Fat Ugly Feminists Trying to Get Arrested in a Desperate Attempt to Impress Any Man. That's
not sexist.
He once said, science, unquote, proves African and Middle Eastern people have problems with, quote unquote, aggression because of, quote, low IQ, unquote. He has asserted that, quote, there's no such thing as moderate Islam. Islam is a violent, intolerant religion which, in its current form, has no place in liberal Western democracies, unquote. Slate, why are you retweeting such conspiracy theories?
Because they can.
Oh, I thought it was bad to give, a platform to. Oh. But the greatest harm likely has to do with his insistence on constantly amplifying absurd right-wing fake news stories without any apparent concern for the truth. Slate, shall we go through your catalog of journalism? I'm not saying putting fake information out there is good on either side, but let's not throw stones, shall we? Trump also retweeted Lauren Southern, a far-right Canadian activist who has faked transitioning genders as a pretext to interview transgender activists.
So?
Yeah, a journalist has never gone under false pretense to get a story before. She claimed Black Lives Matter caused more deaths than the Ku Klux Klan. She showed up at an anti-rape protest with a sign that read, "There is no rape culture in the West." Oh, fuck.
Okay. This is okay. You're going to make me defend Lauren Southern.
Right.
When she said that about the Klan, she wasn't saying ever. She was saying recent. Okay. I'm sorry.
And the "there's no rape culture in the West" sign did what to people at that protest? It was a public space.
It hurt them very much.
It hurt their feelings. I saw the video. She has video of that, and it was hilarious. Okay, well, anyway, I'm done with that one.
Yeah, look, you don't have to like these people. Like, I'm not a fan of Southern. I like Paul. I think he's funny most of the time. I know a lot of people don't like Paul Joseph Watson because of his video on depression where he said depression isn't real. And that's fine. You can not like him for that. That doesn't mean everything else he said or because of that he should be silenced. And the more I think about this, I mentioned it last night, the more I think about this, especially with the ruling that that Donald Trump can't block people because that blocks them from being able to participate in the process of our elections and with
Right.
if you're banning people, then you're blocking them from the ability to engage in our political process. And none of those, even the worst thing that I heard in there was the one it's causing Rich's family to be upset. There was one worse, but it's causing Rich's family to be upset. Sorry, that's not a good reason to silence people. It's not. They don't have to listen to what Paul Joseph Watson says. And I can't believe that if they are upset about it, they're sitting around waiting to see what he says. But the other things that there was some, I forget what exactly it was you said in there, where he said something about black people. Paul Joseph Watson has already admitted he said a lot of really stupid shit when he first started out. He's actually disavowed some stuff he said just like 6 months ago because he's like, people have talked to me and I was wrong on that. Stop going way, way, way back in the past. People change, and if you don't like it, fuck off. It happens.
Yeah.
But even with that, whatever it is he says, it's nothing that makes it so he should lose his ability to speak.
Yeah,
If this has been declared a public forum, that I don't see how you can ban them because they said something you don't like.
the best thing to do with bad ideas is to make sure they get an equal platform.
Challenge them. That's
it.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Christensen made this point the other day. By silencing these people, you're also depriving everyone else of the opportunity to challenge them.
Yep.
They're making decisions on what you are allowed to hear and or allowed to oppose. So,
well, they'd have to believe that these people have the capacity to do so, which they don't. And that's the root of this whole thing. They don't think that individual people are smart enough to be able to tell the difference. We know better. You don't. You don't know better. So you'll see that and you'll fucking fall for it. That's the rhetoric that they've been pushing. So you need to listen to us. Let us tell you what you need to see, what you need to view, the type of content you need to consume, because we know better. We know what's good for you. You're not smart enough to make that decision on your own.
All right. This one comes from Chicago Mike. Pritzker, I'm assuming that's someone, announces plan to legalize marijuana in Illinois. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said Saturday he's reached an agreement with key lawmakers on a plan to legalize recreational marijuana in the state starting next year. The legislation would allow adults 21 and older to legally buy cannabis for recreational use from licensed dispensaries. Illinois residents could possess up to an ounce or 30 grams of marijuana, while non-residents could possess up to half an ounce or 15 grams. The measure would also automatically expunge some marijuana convictions. If it passes, Illinois would join 10 other states, including neighboring Michigan, in legalizing recreational marijuana. While the Illinois law would take effect January 1st, the first licenses for Illinois growers, processors, and dispensaries wouldn't be issued until May and July 2020, the governor's office said. Pritzker was joined by fellow Democratic lawmakers in Chicago to announce the deal, which comes after years of discussion among state legislators. They said the measure will be introduced Monday, kicking off debate at the legislature, where Democrats hold a majority in both chambers. Okay. Well, get ready, Chicago Mike. If you're actually is Chicago Mike actually in Chicago, or is he just from Chicago? I forget what the story was behind that.
I don't think we've ever confirmed that or not.
I know that he's from Chicago, and he said his friends used to call him Chicago Mike because of that, but I don't know if he's back in Chicago.
Well, maybe angry Illinoisian will be able to take advantage of this. Okay.
Before we move, I just want to talk about something that said there, because this is really driving me nuts with these laws. Every one of them that I've heard of, it's like you can have up to an ounce on you. Well, why can't I have a pound if I want it? I don't understand that. If it's gonna be you can have as much goddamn alcohol as you like. You can bring a fucking keg into your home. But when it comes to marijuana, dude, you can only have that ounce or half ounce or however much they decide at any time. Like, maybe I just want to go get baked for the weekend and I need a lot. Now I realize they're trying to stop the sale of it because they really want the government to be able to sell it. Thank you so much, Chicago Mike. He says, I live in the suburbs outside of Chicago. There you go. I just don't understand that provision of all these laws. It makes no sense to me. Okay, sorry.
No. This one comes from John M. Problematic slogan pulled by Moosehead breweries after complaints. Okay. Moosehead Breweries says it will remove the slogan, quote, asking forgiveness, not permission, since 1937, unquote, from its Alpine lager after a petition which called the language problematic.
Just let it happen.
The petition started after a banner with the Alpine logo and the phrase was hung at Hunter's Ale House in Charlottetown, and photos began circulating on social media. According to a post on the company's website, which has since been taken down, Alpine was first brewed in 1937 when P.W. Oland defied his father by brewing the lager without his permission. Jesse Hitchcock, who started the petition, said the slogan makes light of the issue of consent.
Shut up.
She said promoting permission is something the alcohol industry should encourage, not subvert with innuendo.
Context is irrelevant, I guess.
In a statement to CBC News, Moosehead's director of marketing, Karen Cousins, said she has no spine. Oh, sorry. No, that was my addition. Said the banners are several years old and are no longer supposed to be used. Uh-huh.
I was really hoping you would have said, she said, shut up, bitch.
Quote, based on the clear feedback that we have received from our fans and customers today,
Okay.
I can confirm that Alpine will no longer be using this line with or without the broader context, Cousins wrote. We're working immediately to remove it anywhere that it is in use.
Yes, because context is irrelevant. Offense is king.
Yeah. That's why do we have to change everything because people got their panties in a bunch over everything now? Stop it. I'm tired. Oh, it makes my fucking head hurt. I just want to grab these people and shake them until common sense gets into their goddamn brains.
If that's all it took, then their parents would have handled that when they were babies. But
Thank you, Ebony Williams. Hey guys, you mind singing for my baby sister? Her birthday's tomorrow, and her name is Sarah. Well, absolutely. Sarah, tomorrow's your birthday, and this is what we do for that. This one's for you, and a 1, and a 2.
Happy birthday to you.
happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday to you.
It's hard to sing while I'm this annoyed.
Happy birthday, dear
Sarah.
Sarah.
Give Ebony a hug.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sarah. I hope you have a wonderful one. I really do.
All right, I think I'm talking.
Yeah,
a little bit.
let's call MSS News there. God, man, we don't need to change everything because people are pussies now. Hashtag fuck them pussies.
Oh,
That brings us to YouTube time, guys. Satsu, what you been working on, man?
Well, I've been trying to do cooking videos, but for whatever reason, the last few attempts of me cooking and trying to record it, I've had a couple issues. I found out what was going on with my phone and the storage. Apparently, on the Galaxy Note 8, if you delete videos or photos, instead of being deleted, they go into a trash bin, and 7 days later, they'll delete off your phone unless you go in there and manually delete them yourself. So I found that out, and then I made room or whatever, so I started recording. But I don't know, man. I've just been having like little minor technical issues that's been preventing me from recording videos that I'm happy with. So I need to figure out something. But I got a couple videos that I'm probably going to release that'll be just like really short videos. Because sometimes my camera will just stop. But like I'll be cooking, I'll hit the button to record, and I'll be cooking and everything, and then I'll look back at my phone to see if it's still recording, and it's on the home screen like, yeah, you just missed all of that, bruh. And I'm just like, really? For why? So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out, but I am actively trying to do stuff. It's just not really working out the way I want it to. So like I said, I'll keep you guys posted, but that's what I've been working on outside of just streaming and playing video games.
Cool. Chicago Mike, thank you so much. I'm getting Doritos for my pot next year. What, you saving them up? Mash says birthday alert. Do we have another one? Oh, Ebony says that her sister will be 22, and she says thanks.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is she, Ebony? That's not right. That's not right. Why y'all let me do that? That's problematic. I see lots of birthday alert. What birthday? What am I missing?
I don't know.
Somebody tell me what. Okay, when you guys say birthday alert, tell us who. I need to know who, because sometimes going back and trying to find it in the chat is a pain. I don't see. Let us know. Let us know. Let's see. I did the stream with Satsu last night on 2 Cents Plus. Don't forget, we'll be over there tonight, guys, playing some more 7 Days to Die, which seems to be everybody's favorite game to watch us play, which I don't understand because we fuck up in all the games. It's Stalling's birthday. Stalling. Okay. We will get to that in just a moment here, Stalling. Let people's ears recover. But let's see. And then I did my Monkey in the Morning, which we actually went for 4 hours last night for some damn reason. I couldn't stop talking. And
Imagine that.
It's Catherine Hageneyer's daughter.
Wait, what?
I am not sure what's going on.
Yeah, we need complete sentences, guys.
I will try to find it in here, and when Scribe does his part of this. But let's see. Did did the 4-hour stream there, and nothing since, which leads us to you, Scribbles.
I worked on nothing because I was not at home all day.
Oh, wow. It's Elise Marie. She turned 3 yesterday. I think I'm saying that right. Elise, Elyse.
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Well, who was
Stallings and Hastings and what? I'm very confused. Unless we've got like 4 or 5 different birthdays going on all at once here.
Well, that is possible. Scribbles, can you do another pretty song for us? This will be for Elise Marie.
Okay.
I'm singing too, but I'll do my best not to screw it up. But Elise, you beautiful little thing. Welcome to the world we made for you, and good luck in it. This one is for you, and a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Too many birthdays.
Happy birthday,
Elise Marie.
dear Elise Marie. Oops. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Elise. I hope you had a great one. I really do. Now, I need to find out what's going on with Stallings. What is this?
I don't know. I'm confused.
Is somebody fucking with me, or is there another birthday here in chat? Because I will sing all night long.
All night long, all
Like
night.
Richie up in this bitch. I will do it. I won't sing as well, but yeah, I'm at the top of my chat and I don't see anything about that. Somebody help me out with that. Stallings, if you're here, say hi. Say hi now. Yeah, so Scribbles didn't do anything because he was out and about having fun with the fam. Good for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us on to fucketry time. Like, man, she liked it. Thank you. You're very welcome, Catherine. I like singing for the little ones. Misspelled Stalin, like Joseph Stalin.
Yeah, somebody said that earlier. It was.
I'm not singing for Joseph Stalin.
I'm not singing for Joseph Stalin. I'm glad he's dead. Fucketry, Satsu, what you got, man?
Nothing. I got nothing.
All right, and Scribbles.
I wasn't here all day, so I have nothing.
I have plenty because I did nothing but fuck around on Twitter all day.
So you said.
Let's see where to even begin. You know what? I'm gonna scroll down. Let's see where that's some bombings. Here's one because there were people bitching all day about Trump tweeting over the bannings, and Oliver Darcy tweeted this out. Also striking that Trump is building up InfoWars while simultaneously publishing tweets that call credible news outlets like the Washington Post and the New York Times radical.
Credible, huh? Yeah.
Truly the upside down. Yeah. I want to point this out in this story. He specifically named the Washington Post and called them credible, right?
Mm-hmm.
When this story first broke, when the story broke of the bannings of Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones and Louis Farrakhan, they called Farrakhan a right-wing extremist.
Yep.
They actually had to go back and fix it. I'm like, that's your... Okay, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes, right? Even if I don't think that this... I watched Tim Pool's video today, and he pointed out that the press reaction to this was kind of interesting because they all seem to have exactly the same things to say at exactly the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I'm not being conspiratorial and thinking, yeah, they're getting their I don't want to say marching orders. Sure, they're marching orders straight from the good folks at Facebook. You picked the fucking news source that got it wrong, you dumbass.
Yep.
Now, this is Oliver Darcy. He works for CNN. So, I mean, one, they really like the Washington Post because that's where they get most of their news from. And two, they don't mind another news source being all fucked up because, I mean, that's them. But how do you do that on this story of all of the stories? Why not just the New York Times? Or, you know, New York Times and CNN, you know, I mean, the place he works for. No. The Washington Post. The people who literally got the fucking story wrong, you dumb motherfucker.
Well, they're journalists, not investigators.
This is true. I laughed so hard. Like, really? That's oh God. What's this one? No, that's not important. There was a lot of stuff about this, this was somebody responding to Trump putting up an InfoWars video. Her name is Angela Belcamino. No idea who the fuck she is. She's not a blue check mark, but she has like 92,000 followers. She's a writer at IMDb, apparently. She responded to Trump tweeting that out. This is an InfoWars video. Since InfoWars was banned, hey, Twitter, can we have it pulled down and all associated rhetoric, including the people who work for them, removed? Thanks. Now, the video in question is a video of black people and women talking about how much they like Trump. That's all it is. It's them answer. Somebody asked them, do you like Trump? Many of them have MAGA hats on and stuff, but there's nothing offensive about the video.
You literally just mentioned the most offensive thing that could possibly ever happen.
The only thing that's offensive about that is that they're black people and women supporting Trump.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Which isn't offensive unless you think they're supposed to fall in line and think how you tell them to.
Exactly, monkey.
I get it. Yes, InfoWars was pulled down, but that doesn't mean they can never be on the site. You're thinking of Facebook, you dumb twit. Angela Belcamino, I don't know who you are, but you're a fucking moron. Undoomed tweeted this out today, and this goes to our headline. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. There are only 3 Star Wars movies. Changed my mind. I agreed. I wasn't trying to change his mind. The Star Wars universe starts at A New Hope and ends at Return of the Jedi for me. Let's take a moment here and do the Star Wars thing real quick. Satsu, are you a fan of the Star Wars movies?
Considering I've never sat and watched one to completion, I don't think I can say yes.
Fair enough. And I know there's people who are just not interested in this kind of stuff, but that's weird to me. Now, Scribbles, I know you like Star Wars.
I like classic Star Wars. And by classic, I mean before the Disney purchase.
So would you include the prequels?
I do, and I actually, truth be told, while the movies themselves are not the greatest, there are elements of the movies that are introduced that make their way into the wider mythos of Star Wars that I do appreciate.
That's fair.
Like the Sith. Like the Sith were not part of the Star Wars universe in the original trilogy. But the concept and the idea behind them and everything, while more fleshed out between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy in books and comics and such, the fact that it was made a bit more concrete in the prequel trilogy, I appreciate. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I could go on for hours about it. So
I know you could. The Sith are mentioned in the original Star Wars book, and in
yes, the book,
but it wasn't mentioned in the film,
right?
Any of the 3 films. Now, I know you've read a lot of the expanded universe, right?
Yes, quite a bit.
Dax, we should have him on one time and do a Star Wars nerd out, because he's a big fan of this. He gets mad at me because I say that I don't recognize the expanded universe as existing.
Well, now it's called the Legends universe,
Sure.
but whatever. Stupid Disney.
However, you and I are in a lot of agreement that when they did the prequels, or even now the sequels, what they should have done is either gone way forward in time or back to the time of KOTOR.
Well, with the new trilogy, yes, they should have just left the original movies or the pre-Disney movies alone and taken the concepts and elements and either gone super duper in the future and try to avoid dealing with having to undo 20 some odd years, 20, 30 years of all the books, the Timothy Zahn trilogy, all the comic books, all the other stuff that fleshed out this universe. And even with the contradictions that it inherently created when you try to keep continuity with such a gigantic, massive glut of information that this franchise and this setting has created, people kind of appreciated it even in its inconsistencies. But then you just said, nope, it's all invalid, never happened. Everything that you've been paying attention to, all the characters that you've come to love, they're gone. Or if they come back, they're going to be completely different. Fuck you. That's the part I hated the most. If they just skipped it all, gone in the past, gone to the future, no problem. But they didn't. So,
somebody in chat who's a nuke said Solo shot first, and he also said the unedited original trilogy. Look, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Most of what they changed in the trilogy was unnecessary. Even adding Jabba the Hutt to A New Hope, which they'd actually filmed that part. That's
right.
Old footage. Everything that you learn from Han talking to Jabba, if you listen to it, it's almost the exact same conversation that he has with, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, Guido. What is it?
Greedo.
I always call him Guido. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're wrong.
But but the conversation, I mean, they're identical almost.
Well, that's why it was cut out of the movie in the first place, because it was unnecessary repetition. They weren't really sure about whether they liked Jabba as that guy. So
right, yeah, because he was just a guy wearing like a weird kind of half fur suit that wrapped around him. It was weird. I love Star Wars, the original trilogy. I tried to like the prequels, and I love the lightsaber battle at the end of Sith. I mean, Anakin and Obi-Wan going at it, that was fucking awesome. But otherwise, I'm like, top 15 black characters in Star Wars, y'all. Thank you, Corey. And bad Corey. It was the top 10. I mean, I don't know if we can get to 15. Maybe now that they've gone into the prequels, I don't know, or sequels. The fact that you don't know Star Wars: A New Hope is what makes you a Rey-loving moron. What? Who are you talking to, James?
Probably Satsu.
Oh, that's fair. Or maybe anybody who loves Rey and has
I'm about to say I haven't seen the new one either. So I mean,
don't watch that, especially the new one. If you watch The Force Awakens, it's okay.
Yeah.
But don't watch The Last Jedi. Dear God, that was horrible. That was bad. I can't think of 5 black characters. Well, Professor Naps, there's an article out there from The Root that you can go read called The Top 10 Black Characters in Star Wars. And now I take no responsibility for your head exploding if you actually read that article. It is out there. It's out there. Like the Force itself. Star Wars was a huge part of my childhood, man.
Yep.
We loved Star Wars. And I was talking last night and telling the guys, when VCRs came out, one of the coolest thing about VCRs is that you could watch Star Wars whenever you wanted to.
Yep.
Because before, Star Wars and Indiana Jones were the two for me. But Star Wars especially. I saw Return of the Jedi for the first time on video. We didn't go to the theater for that one. Chicago Mike, thank you. Those aren't the droids you're looking for. Indeed, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Mash says, don't forget about Weebo and Scooby Fucketry. I'm not going to cover that. I'm not going to talk about that. I love my weebs, but I'm not getting into that shitstorm. Let's see. What else do we have here? I want to talk about something Ed Krasenstein said, and there's quite a few people that talked about this morning. There's a bill that's one of the bills that's coming to the Florida governor's desk. Florida voted to allow ex-felon, well, they're still felons who have been released from prison are no longer on probation to vote. And the legislature down there in Florida said, okay, but we're also going to make them pay any fees that they owe from that case.
Oh.
And how it's being told, here, let me read. If you, to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, if you are really the voice of the people of Florida, then do not sign the two bills on your desk that, one, force ex-felons to pay fees to vote, and two, allow teachers to carry guns into school. The people of Florida is overwhelmingly against both bills. Now, I realize that said the people of Florida is, he wrote that, not me. But the way he says that, it makes it sound like they just have to, like they made some felon tax that force ex-felons to pay fees to vote. Well, it's part of what their sentence was.
Yep. It's part of their it's part of their penalty. They have to serve out their sentence and settle their judgment against them.
It is literally repaying your debt to society. So yeah, that was floating around. If you guys see that, it's nonsense. And I mean, you can disagree with me on this, but be careful with the way you read this, because it is not some poll tax kind of bullshit. It is literally, right. Yeah. Any thoughts there, Satsu?
Yeah, the way they worded that is ridiculous. It is purposely misleading, and you can tell that it is. But
indeed,
that is the world we live in.
Let's see. I did. Yeah. Somebody asked about me and ranting feminist. We didn't actually get into it too much, but which one of these do I want to talk about? Okay. I love how they're not happy to just go off and do their own thing. They basically demanding that they have an audience on Twitter. No one is entitled to use Twitter. This sense of entitlement among the right is toxic, talking about the people getting banned. And as I just pointed out to her, look, this has been decided that this is a matter of public discourse, and you're shutting people out of the democratic process. But there was another great one where she saw some tweet, and I forget what it was. But it was basically saying that Hitler was left-wing, and she got mad about it. She's like, stupid fucking Americans. And she made like 3 posts on that, right? Including one that had a picture in it with a dunce cap that said USA and a kid sitting in the corner. And yeah, stupid damn Americans and your Prager University, you're fucking stupid. And then she gets down to her 4th tweet where she goes, oh, he's from Australia. It's spreading. That's what she said. She's from Australia too. Instead of going, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize to the Americans I just insulted. Like, no, they're stupid is spreading. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't even be honest about that. Come on. Yeah. So guys, we're stupid. Well, some of you, I know some of you are from Canada too.
Oh my God.
Let's see. There was a lot of shit today, guys. A lot of shit. Ukrainian ambassador has confirmed that the DNC tried contacting them to get dirt on Trump. That she was working for that this woman was working for the DNC, and she'd had contacts in the Ukrainian embassy, and tried contacting them to get information about Trump.
When did this happen?
2016.
Is this corroborated, or is this just a claim?
This is corroborated.
By whom or what?
By the people working there. They have records and stuff of it.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? I haven't heard a damn thing on the news today about we need to investigate this meddling in our election. Oh God, these fucking people. Sorry. Now this one is what I wanted for my deep topic. And guys, follow me on Twitter, because there's a lot more stuff here. Follow me on Twitter and retweet me because I'm funny. But There's a lot more shit. Probably talk about it on Monkey in the Morning, but this one really annoyed the shit out of me. Okay, I'm gonna read this tweet, and I'm just gonna let it sit there and see if you guys see the problem with it. This guy was responding to Elizabeth Warren and her plan to cancel student debt, right?
Right.
And he says, between my wife and I, we'd save almost $500 a month in student loan payments. With that much extra money, we'd be able to afford a house. Hashtag cancel my debt. This is a man who's asking to have his debt canceled so he can go into fucking debt.
That's smart.
He's not gonna buy a house for fucking $500 a month. It's not like he has $150,000 sitting in the bank and the house he wants is $150,500. I mean, he literally is asking to have his debt canceled so he can go into fucking debt.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to be in this kind of debt. I want to be in that one.
Well, and what happens next? We have another mortgage crisis where people who can't pay their fucking oh wait, we need the government to do that. Now, look, we've talked about this before. I am all for looking into the lending practices of banks and the government itself, even to find out, how much they are fucking over these students.
Right.
Because there's some problems there. There really is. For anybody who's ever got a mortgage, if you get a house for $150,000, by the time you end up paying it all off, you've paid probably over $400,000. And that's usually not the way like a house loan or a car loan or any other personal loan works. It's a weird thing that they do with mortgages that makes it so fucking expensive. And it kind of looks like what they do with college loans, which I think is dirty. I think it is dirty. However, you borrowed this fucking money. You should have to pay it back. Faithless says students are getting loans for degrees that are worthless. Yeah.
There's that too.
I think you should be, if you're going to college, you should be able to get a loan. But here's the other thing. You could also go to school and work at the same time and pay as you go. I know lots of people who do that and who are doing that. I know people who've never went a dime in debt to get their education. But the only answer seems to be just pay it all off for them. That's not a good answer. It's not a good lesson to send. What do you guys think would happen with this guy getting a mortgage?
So
just how long before he needs us to bail him out of that?
Okay, so the concept here, and it was explained quite a bit during the crash of 2008 or the mortgage crisis itself. Mm-hmm. Moral hazard. This was the danger in bailing out the banks and the people who created the crisis in the first place. If you set a precedent where if someone screws up so badly that their screw up is going to cause this much havoc and you bail them out, what is the lesson for them to not do this exact same thing again in the future? Same goes for individual people. I had this problem, or I guess this ethical challenge to a certain extent with my sister at one point. And, if I help my sister out too much, or if I do this for her, that's not her learning how to handle her own life. That's me coddling her. And that's also disallowing her from taking responsibility for her own actions. If you agree to take out a loan, regardless of what it is, whether it's for a car or a house or college debt, that's your responsibility. What you do with that money is also your responsibility. If you misspend it, that's not the person who loaned you the money's problem. I don't know what to tell you. Now, there is something to be said about looking into predatory colleges or online organizations that take advantage of people with like either federal funding or GI bills and things like that. Totally. There's a lot of scam artists out there and a lot of colleges that will offer worthless degrees and fool people into thinking they're getting something worthwhile. But when it comes down to the actual spending of the money, that's up to the person who agreed to take out the loan.
Agreed.
The other thing that came up with this discussion, and it was just asked in chat, Cato said, I don't understand why American universities cost so much. And that is a problem. I mean, man, our fucking schools, if you go back and look, Elizabeth Warren, this is one of the things that she's tweeted out when she's, tweeting out her garbage, is how cheap it was for her to go to school. Well, a couple of things have happened. One, teachers are getting paid a lot more than they used to. Then you have administrators who are making it. We've talked about this before on the show because there was like news stories that have come up with how much administrators are making in a college. And I think it was the University of Michigan is the one we specifically looked at. And it's ungodly. It's like millions and millions of dollars being poured into these. Now, some of them are required because of the way our government is gone. I mean, when you have to basically have a rape court on campus, you have to have people who take care of your Title IX stuff. And you actually need a whole Title IX division instead of a Title IX person filled with lawyers and shit now. But yeah, the administrators are making, they're taking a lot of the kids' money. And then you just have your basic, we have to expand this college and build a giant pool so kids will come here and stupid shit like that. Maybe focus on that. Maybe if you're wanting to bring down student debt, make it cheaper for them to go to college. And Faithless said he could get behind freezing interest. I could get behind that.
Sure.
Especially for somebody who's been paying like 10 years, because let's be honest, they more than paid back what they borrowed at that point if they were keeping up on their payments.
Exactly.
That seems like the perfect simple solution. I mean, it's still not going to guarantee that people are going to pay, but that stops the debt from increasing and at least gives people a chance. Because most of the time, what'll happen is these people are paying, but the fucking interest is like going up faster than they can pay it off.
Yeah, it's insane. But look at all of the solutions. First, you got to know what the fucking problem is, Liz. And you're just acting like the problem is just the debt. That's not the problem. The problem is colleges are too expensive. Kids are they're just fucking shoveling money at these kids without exactly explaining to them. And you know what? Some people will be like, they're adults. When they start the pressure and all of this, they're kids. I've had 3 children who graduated high school. And let me tell you, the amount of shit that comes their way is insane. So yeah, they're pressuring these kids to sign loans to go off to college because that's how you get a good job. And I'm not saying that college doesn't get you a better job than not having a degree. I'm saying maybe the problem here is that we put too much focus on college in society, which we absolutely have, which has made universities way too expensive. And to allow kids to pay for this really, really fucking ridiculous college, you're giving them predatory loans. So, I mean, look at the whole picture, Liz. Don't just pay off everybody's shit. That's not the answer. It's really not. Especially for some jackass who's just going to go out and get in debt more. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Are you?
I am on that subject. It annoys me, man.
I remember when I first got to college, my parents said, you should get a credit card to, start building up your line of credit. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go to the bank and they're like, wow. So he took my information. He says, oh, you're approved for a $10,000 line of credit. And I said, can you make that $1,000? And he's like, he looked at me like I was from another planet. He says, you want $1,000 line of credit? And I said, if I get to a situation where I need $10,000 at a shot, I'm calling my parents. Because I was like, there's not a situation I can imagine where if I need $10,000, I must be in the hospital with my leg falling off or something. So yeah, just give me 1,000. And then like a year and a half later, since I'd been such a great customer, they doubled my credit line to $2,000.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what my credit is. I don't use credit at all.
I don't either anymore. I really don't.
I got quite a bit. not debt, just quite a bit of credit.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Your credit score is really good.
Yeah, my credit score is very nice, and before I didn't know how to say no. I've gotten a lot better with it now, but I've got, I think, 3 credit cards.
3 more than me.
Yeah, I have none. And I'm gonna say, look, if you want to do it that way, my daughter does that. She has credit cards that she buys stuff with, and then she immediately pays off.
Right.
Because you have to have credit these days. So I understand doing that, but man, don't get yourself into ridiculous debt for no reason. I mean, a mortgage you kind of have to do unless you're independently wealthy. But otherwise, and maybe a car, I get that. But I know kids that went to school with my daughter who, when they would get their student loans, man, they would go on shopping sprees. I'm like, that's not what that's for. Do you realize how much that sweater you just bought is going to cost you in the long run? I mean, it might say $20, but you just paid $60.
Yeah, do not buy what you cannot afford.
See, that's what happened with my furniture or whatever, because they gave me a line of credit for my furniture, and basically it's like $100 same as cash 3 months, or the same as cash for 100 days. I mean, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that and pay it off before the 100 days is up. And my mom's like, oh, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, yes, I do, because I paid X amount of money for this, and that's how much it's worth. If I don't do that, it's literally going to double. Like, because a lot of people don't understand that, because they're like, oh, well, just keep paying it off until it's done. Like, just do the whole 24 months or whatever. And I'm like, if you do that, you will pay them double what it's worth. Like, why? Why on earth would you do that? Like, you went in there and meticulously picked things based on their price tag because that's how much you felt it was worth. So you're going to, like, just wait the whole time so you can pay them twice as much as what you agreed to? That's retarded.
Real quick, John Bites, hey, Rex, thank you so much. Oh, I'll never be done, but I will stop for now. Good night, guys. We'll listen later. Thanks so much for coming by, man.
Bye.
I remember when the Switch came, not the Switch, the what was it? The Wii. The only place around here that had it was a rent-to-own store. Everybody else was sold out. So we went and did it, and Lady Monkey, she's like, we'll just pay off, or pay each week. It's not that bad. And I'm like doing the math on him, like, no. You need to buy one, because this is just going to. I think by the end we would have paid 2.5 times the retail price.
Yeah. You
no.
Because they make it sound pretty. $40 a month, and you can pay off this. And I'm like, oh, sweet, that sounds amazing. And then you do the math after that 24 or 48 month period. And you're like, that's like 3 times the price of what the fucking thing is.
Right.
But they're just taking that. They say, you'll never see it leave. Like, you'll never know that $40 is gone. You got this expensive thing. It's a small little fee a month or whatever. So that's why I don't ever do that unless they have a same as cash option.
Yeah.
Because you still get time to pay it off. Like in my case, I have 3 months, to pay it off, which is all I need. I can get that done, which is what I'm in the process of doing. You still don't have to pay up front, but you always do the same as cash option. If they don't have one, I ain't doing it.
All right, guys. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move it on to your time. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them into the chat now, and we will do our best to get to all of them. Oh, that's not a question to us. Mr. Monopoly asks, should people work hard to pay off their debt? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, not to have the debt.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. There's an argument in the chat over I think that's over the housing crisis just by looking at it real fast.
Yeah.
Why does Kamala Harris want to turn America into a nanny state? And why does she want the government to help with college debt?
Red meat for the base.
Yeah, she's trying to get votes. You tell people you're gonna give them money or pay off a huge like that guy said. He's not wrong that he would be making almost $500 a month more or keeping $500 a month more. That's absolutely true. Good night, baby. I love you too. I fixed my door so it doesn't do that real big squawk thing.
Oh my gosh, WD-40.
No, I actually screwed it into place.
Oh, there you go.
The hinge on top had come a little loose. Now let's see. If BLM was less commie, less anti-white and anti-cops, would you be okay with the movement? Sure. I mean, but then they wouldn't really be BLM, would they?
Yeah, they'd just be a fucking...
I don't know what they'd be. That's kind of their entire mission goal. I mean, what would their mission statement be if you took all those aspects away?
I don't know. Who would win in a fight, Satsu or your boy Pat? Yes.
A fight. What kind of fight? A war of words or fisticuffs? Because I think Pat's probably got Satsu beat there.
Pyra says, Monkey, can I have $200? Sure, just not from me.
Hey.
Did you see the shit show between the Patriot Prayer and Antifa in Portland? I saw you'd sent the article, but it wasn't an article. You sent a link to the whole site, and it didn't have it linked. I know Antifa's been causing problems up in Portland this weekend. What's his name? Andy Gnu, I think is how you say that.
Or no.
He had a lot of videos up. That's the one where they were blocking traffic and shit, and they had the chicken wire fence or chicken wire cage they made. Yeah, they're gonna be busy. They're man, those fucking idiots. Portland is. I mean, most of the rest of the country, those idiots have stopped what they've been doing, but in Portland, man, that's like Antifa Central.
They've been doubling down, and the mayor's been basically enabling it all.
Yeah, Andy, when he posted the video or posted one of his clips of his video, he actually he had a tweet that went along with it. He said, "This is the guy who hit me in the stomach. I went and told a police officer or police somebody, and they said intervening would be causing violence or something like that.
It would be more problematic to intervene or something, or more. It would escalate things more if we intervened or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. It would escalate. Thank you. And it's fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Matta asked, Lords of the Night have killed all your trolls? No. We still get trolls from time to time. We just have the best audience on the planet, man.
Yeah. I mean, Satsu's still here, so our trolls aren't all dead.
Oh.
Oh.
Shade, man.
WOW.
I'm like a oak tree with that shade.
Monkey and Satsu, by next weekend, I should have y'all surprised. Do you want it on Lords of the Night or 2 cents plus gaming?
Oh, we got a surprise coming?
You should do it here. It's a bigger audience.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about it on 2 cents gaming. Don't forget, guys, 2 cents plus. We'll be over there gaming right after this. 7 Days to Die season. What season are we in?
Do you have seasons?
We do.
Oh,
season 4.
Season 4, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How long is the season? How many episodes?
Until we get bored or Satsu fucks up the file.
Oh, okay.
You bastard.
Well, I'm just saying. Let's see. While on the subject, what is the interest rate for loans over there if you want to? It depends on the loan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they vary.
It also depends on the interest rate that the Fed has set and all kinds of weird shit like that. Yeah, well, God damn it. YouTube, fix your shit. I don't need it to jump like that when I'm trying to look at stuff. Can Satsu please not use his reformation money on video games?
Or reparation money.
Reparation, I think, is what was meant there. Yeah. It's his. He'll be able to use it on whatever he damn well wants.
That's right.
That's right. And if I do get reparations money, it's going to the Squeedus Fund.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to the Squeedus College Fund because God knows we don't have a loan for that one.
My Squeedus trade school.
If they don't give reparations until after Squeedus is born, I mean, you might get a double check.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
There you go. Double dipping.
Did you guys hear about the vampire facials that led to HIV? Yeah, we talked about those.
Oh, I remember hearing about those. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure we talked about it. I know I talked about it over on was it Bloodwing show? Yeah. I think somebody asked us about it and we briefly touched on it here. Excuse me. Isn't she copying what Elizabeth Warren wanted? Are you talking about Kamala Harris?
Wasn't her plan just a little bit different from Elizabeth Warren in some fashion?
Yeah, I mean, one, the idea of taking care of college loans, that's been going around, what, a decade now?
For, well, quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while because, I mean, the college debt crisis is not a joke, man. There's a lot of money tied up in that.
Yep.
So something does need done. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I just think their idea of just pay it off is wrong.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot. I think Beto has come out with one. I know Bernie's doing the college for all. I don't know if he has a debt solution one. But yeah, it's not just copying. They all are trying to make their own waves in this because one, it is something that needs done, and two, I mean, you just promise people money. When will people see Kamala as just Hillary 2.0? I keep trying to tell them. I don't know. She is. I mean, she's basically Hillary. Lords of the Night, how are your dicks? Mata, I'm glad you asked. Mine is wonderful. Scribe, how's your dick?
It's long and it's strong and it wants to get the friction on.
There you go. Satsu, how your dick be, man?
Beyond your comprehension.
Who would win in a fight, Satsu or evil Satsu?
There's an evil Satsu?
There is. We don't talk about him though.
Oh, where did evil Satsu come from?
The evil Satsu is the one with self-esteem.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got confidence.
Does evil Satsu have a special evil name?
Nope.
Like Ratsu or something?
Nope. He's just evil Satsu.
Okay.
He was too lazy to come up with an actual name because we share that trait.
Faithless says, so don't stop crime because criminals get angry, referring to the Antifa thing. Yeah, that's basically the idea. I bet you they would have jumped in there with their guns and handcuffs if that had been a right-wing white supremacist rally. They'd have been like, you can't do that. Only Antifa can punch people. Lords of Night, thoughts on the plans in Australia, I think, of selling hot dogs made out of maggot meat. They also want to make ice cream out of that shit.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, if you can't tell the difference, I suppose it's just protein or whatever the hell it is, but all the same. Sounds like something I'd hear about in, like, Mad Max. It's like we had to resort to eating maggots because the world ended.
I've said this all along, man. You make it taste good, I will eat pretty much anything. I don't care. Make it taste good. There's, I mean, lots of creatures that eat bugs.
I had chocolate-covered crickets one time. It was just, I mean, it was a crunchy chocolate thing. I mean, if you didn't know that you're eating a cricket, you'd probably just think it was some kind of like Kit Kat derivative kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about like, what's that nasty shit? Soy. If you can make soy taste good, I'll eat the fuck out of it. But it's nasty. It's fucking nasty. I'm not eating anything nasty. You make it taste good and I'll eat it. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Attack Alpaca. Happy Cuatro de Mayo, and may the 5th be with you.
That's tomorrow.
No, not Cuatro de Mayo. That's today.
Oh, Cuatro de Mayo. Oh, right. Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, the day
I can't
America
speak
was
Spanish.
drunk because something happened in Mexico a long time ago.
And just like I do every year, Cinco de Mayo, I got to tweet out a very specific video that encapsulates America's version of Cinco de Mayo perfectly. But watch my Twitter for that tomorrow.
Yeah, follow all of us on Twitter. The links are below.
Yep, because God knows YouTube doesn't do a very good job of alerting you when our videos are either up or our streams are starting. So
That is true. Satsu, who are you going to name godfather and godmother of Squeetus? Have you guys thought about, are you going to name like your brother and sister godfather and stuff?
No, we haven't talked or thought about that at all.
Yeah, my brother and his wife were our godfather and godmother, and I'm actually godfather to their children. And you know, when they told me that's like, that's awesome that you trust me with your kids, but
Godfather.
you know me, right? Well, they knew I'd take care of their kids because I don't care for most adults, but my whole thing with kids is just keep them happy. When will Ilhan Omar and her friends condemn Hamas for attacking Israel? After hell freezes over. Long after it. They'll probably blame the Jews for attacking Israel. And you think I'm joking, but watch. It'll be, this was in response to what the Jews have been doing over there. Thank you, Nuts, for posting our links in there. And don't forget to come over and watch us on 2 Cents Plus. Man, I've had so much fun getting back into this game. I love 7 Days to Die with Satsu. Satsu completes me.
Oh, that's gay.
It is, but shh, just let it happen. That's the same question about that stuff. Has Satsu played Final Fantasy Tactics?
I have played a Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know which one. I know it's set in the same world Ivalice, which is that 12 is set in, which is why they use the same artwork. And I've been playing 12 for a couple days now because 12 is the shit. Tactics is pretty fun. I like games like that. It reminds me of like Jeanne d'Arc and fucking there's some other games that are like that too.
Hang on a second. We have 174 people watching, only 100 likes. Guys, those likes help get people here now while we're live. So get those likes up. I want to see 150 at least. Come on, do it. What else we got here? What is your favorite Bruce Lee movie? I've never watched a Bruce Lee movie.
Enter the Dragon. I mean, it's a bit too easy to say, but I haven't seen that many. But the ones that I've seen, Enter the Dragon was really good.
Satsu, Bruce Lee.
Probably the same one Scribe said.
also, the Green Hornet TV series where he played Kato.
You know what? I actually like the Ip Man movies better than Bruce Lee movies.
Ip Man.
Yeah, I like those a lot better. Believe it or not, his teacher was a fucking beast.
I like a movie called They Call Me Bruce, which is a parody of Bruce Lee movies. You should check that out if you can find it. Scribe, what do you think about doing a stream about that Ted Bundy movie?
Well, first I'd have to want to watch the movie. And also, despite the facts and bits and pieces I rattled off, I am not a reflexive expert on Bundy, so being able to sort of speak with any authority about what they got right or wrong effectively would be kind of a waste of time. I'd probably just be complaining about Zac Efron the entire time. I don't think I will, but if I do end up watching it, I will consider doing some kind of reaction video about it.
Assassin of the Gray says Evil Satsu has a goatee. That's a South Park joke. I got it. Lords of the Night, can you sing the Imperial March, please? No, I don't know it.
There are no lyrics to it. It's instrumental. So I'll just be making silly noises, which of course might be entertaining for some of you, but I don't make silly noises when I do music. I sing.
Mr. Monopoly asked, did you watch the Kentucky Derby today? And if so, who won? I did end up watching it, but only because of the controversy with it.
Country House won.
Yeah, Country House won. I forget the name of the one that was announced as a winner, but
Maximum Security.
Maximum Security got disqualified for basically being
drunk,
unsafe, which is funny.
The Maximum Security was DUI.
It was a coke horse.
Coke horse. Coke horse.
Nice.
That's great. That's great.
Let's see. Did you see that picture posted on Twitter of that Democrat eating KFC?
Yes.
Which one? I've seen a ton of. I've seen the video of him eating that.
Are we talking about the guy at the actual hearing?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, like was it Senator or Representative Cohen or whatever his name was? Yeah.
Senator Cohen. Oh yeah, Rep Cohen.
Rep Cohen. Yeah.
Monkey, will you sing "Happy Birthday" to me next Tuesday? Of course I will, Brian. But you
remind us.
Yeah, you got to be here and remind us. One, my memory sucks, but in the world of this, next Tuesday is like 4 weeks away for us guys. We talk about so much shit in one night that by the time we're on the next night, I don't remember half of what we said the night before. What is the difference between Black Bloc and Antifa? Not much anymore.
Yeah.
Haven't they basically merged? They're the same fucking. Black Bloc was a lot more violent in the beginning, where Antifa's picked it up now.
Yeah, Black Bloc was sort of like the militant arm or a militant splinter of Antifa. But yeah, it would be very difficult to tell them apart at this point.
Top 2 favorite Disney songs.
Oh, they're probably both from The Little Mermaid.
That's fine. My top 2 would be Zippity Doodah, just because I love that song. It puts me in such a good mood.
All right.
Zippity Doodah, zippity, yeah. And then probably A Whole New World.
Oh yeah.
One, Peeboo singing that is amazing, but that is the movie that me and my daughter, it's her favorite movie, and if you guys think I dote on my grandchildren, you should have seen how it was with her.
I like Les Poissons.
That's great.
From Little Mermaid. Les Poissons, Les Poissons. How I love Les Poissons.
I like that "Make a Man Out of You" song from Mulan.
Oh yeah, that's what Weibo's still supposed to make a collage melody thing about at some point.
There's another one that I know I love too. I just can't think of it right now.
Oh, Poor Unfortunate Souls. That's the other one. That's
a great one. My favorite from Little Mermaid is "Kiss the Girl." Actually.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Little Mermaid's got probably the most in one movie collection of songs I like from Disney.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite movies of Disney. And then like I loved Aladdin. Aladdin was great. And I know it's problematic these days because it's racist and shit, but shut up. Nothing for you asks, did you think people would rather politicize a problem rather than finding workable solutions? And do you think that may be contributing to our current societal issues? Why or why not? That sounds like an essay question, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not having a solution to problems is extremely profitable right now. So I think people would much rather complain about a problem than actually solve it, because nowadays, if you solve a problem, you're literally out of a job.
To be honest, that's not new.
No, it's a very old thing. It's easier to complain than it is to fix or act, And of course, this is coming from 3 guys who basically just come on every night and complain about things, but
Yeah, but I'm not an elected leader.
That is also true. Yet.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. I remember when the national debt was like $8 trillion. Everybody was freaking out and everybody had a plan to fix it.
Right.
Do you know what the national debt is right now?
17 trillion or something.
$22 trillion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's the line from Wanted Dead or Alive.
Shot through the heart, you mean?
It's all the same. Only the names have changed. That's our Congress, man. It is all the same. Only the names have changed. And yeah. Jesus Christ, this fucking thing jumped again. YouTube, fix your shit. I hit the like button before I knew I was there. Cool. Do you know you're there now? I mean, I kind of feel weird. Ted Bundy or Al Bundy? Al Bundy, of course.
Yeah, Al Bundy didn't kill anybody
that we know of.
He wanted to kill a few, but
yes. Wanting to and actually doing so are two different things.
right.
No, they're not. We found that out from.
I knew somebody was going to go there. Yeah. Are you going to go see Shaft starring Samuel L. Jackson? Probably not.
Oh yeah, the Shaft sequel. Did you watch the trailer for that thing?
I did.
They made it look like a lame comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand blaxploitation has its comedic elements to it, especially when you're sort of doing send up of it. But if you watch the first Shaft movie, it wasn't a comedy. It had some inside jokes and humor, but that was not a comedy. So anyway.
Lord Tonight, are any of you going to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters, later this month?
I don't plan on paying to go see it, but I definitely want to. It looks epic.
No rubber suits, not interested.
Scribe, I actually, because like I said, I went and saw this in 3D, Endgame in 3D, and one of the trailers was Godzilla. And it looked fucking awesome in 3D, let me tell you that. But there's times when Godzilla like runs at the other monsters, and I'm like, that's the rubber suit Scribe wants to see.
Is it?
It looks real close, my friend.
Okay, I'll have to watch the trailer again because I think I saw it. I think when I went to see Endgame, but I don't think I was paying attention. I think I was dealing with other things.
Yeah, I don't care about Godzilla. I never have, but I was like, I want to see that. That's fucking amazing.
It just looks like a brawl movie, and I'm down for that. Like mindless fucking destruction. Count me in.
It looks like what Rampage the movie should have been.
Yes. Fucking chaos.
Can Scribe Light do a movie review on Brie Larson, The Room? Not the famous horrible Room movie.
No. I'm not particularly interested in watching any Brie Larson movies just off the cuff. I mean, if Monkey and I agree upon a movie to watch and then review together, sure. But just like I don't really do movie reviews reflexively unless it's something I'm really interested in to begin with, like a Marvel movie or something else.
We should do Reservoir Dogs. That was awesome.
We should. Now that you've watched it, we can, but it's entirely up to you.
So I'm not committing to everything, but maybe next Sunday-ish.
Tentatively sure. All
right. So maybe, guys, maybe. What does Han Solo drink from? His cantina. Oh, God damn it. Scribe Light, The Little Mermaid was my favorite, says Chaos Eve. And hi, Chaos.
Hi, Chaos. Did you enjoy all the tongue butter we sent you last night?
Chaos hit, was it 200 viewers? 200 subscribers. I'm not sure which.
Subs, I think.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Yep.
I was over there harassing her last night.
Toasted said, when are you going to give the dollhouse to Grand Monkey? She's had it for quite a while.
Yeah, there was pictures of that.
Yeah, I have the video, and Lady Monkey keeps nagging me about it, and she goes, I don't want to nag you too much because I know I'm like, no, honey, with my brain these days, you have to do that. You don't nag me because I do have to blur out her face in the video. I am not putting it up till I've done that. So it's still coming, guys. But yeah, if you want to see it, you go. I know Lady Monkey has it up, and I think I retweeted it. So yeah, you can see it over there. Where are we? You should listen to Straight No Chasers Disney Melody. It's so worth it.
Straight No Chasers. Okay.
I've taken a look at that. I love my Disney songs. I don't care if it makes me gay or not. There's some great Disney songs out there. The Lion King soundtrack is amazing. I like a lot of the Beauty. I like a lot of the Beauty and the Beast ones because they sound more like a musical.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as poppy as like Lion King was.
Right.
What else do we have going on here? Is Gavin McGinnis on Facebook? I don't know. I don't follow him over
Yeah,
there.
I thought maybe they took him off, didn't they?
I think he was banned. I know he's banned a lot of places.
Yeah.
All right, chat jumped, and we're going to call the chat jumping there. Let's pick one more question. What do you call a fire caused by a Marvel star? Brie larceny. Are you ready for the new versions of the Disney songs? If you're talking about like Aladdin, that's going to be hard for me.
Yeah, Will Smith doing Genie.
I don't even mind that as much because Robin Williams is not like the greatest singer ever.
Well, yeah, but he had a certain way of treating that material, you know.
I mean, he owned that part, and when they tried to get rid of him for the second one, there's a reason they brought him back for the third movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be. I love those songs, and we watch that so much. You say that as a lesbian, indeed, Devil Fruit. I am a lesbian. But with that, guys, it is 11 o'clock. It is time for us to say goodbye. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations. I'm humbled by your generosity, and I know I say that a lot, but it's because it's fucking true. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being the best audience on YouTube, man. The best audience in the fucking world. You're fucking awesome, and I love you. Don't forget, we will be back Monday, right? This is Saturday. Yeah, we'll be back Monday on Satsu 2 Cents for more Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight, if you'd like to catch more of me and Satsu, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus playing 7 Days to Die, where we'll be giving out a copy of Lego Batman 3. So come hang out. Scribbles, Satsu, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
I mean, fuck off. Damn it.
Oh, right. I get it right.